helpful, Lethea, is if you repeat the question before you answer it, then it helps us with our editing process. So if that's okay. But also totally informal, no need to be formal. I'm hoping. You could be as relaxed as you want to be.
And just one thing more,
Yes.
just be careful with your hands in
If
front of the
I lean
lens.
back, am I going to harm this?
No, as long as you don't hurt yourself. If it's uncomfortable for you, I'll figure out another place in
Okay,
front.
that's okay.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just check the. I just got a little knocked. 1 second.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just noticed that it looked a little off kilter. There we go. Perfect. Okay, good.
Thanks.
Where do you want to start?
Okay, so Lethea, what got you interested in first joining Klaatch?
What got me interested in first joining Klaatch? Curiosity. Curiosity. And I thought, okay, that's something different. That's something new. I'll try it.
What was going on in your life that you wanted to meet other people? What was?
Well, you get older, people move away, friends die, friends flake off, and then you sort of begin to say, I need more relationships in my life.
Yeah.
I need to know more people.
Yeah. And what, when you first heard about it, what did you think it was?
I had no idea. I knew that Klaatch was a word meaning like coffee Klaatch, but I thought, okay, all right, let me go try it.
Okay. And how would you describe the Klaatch meetings to other people?
Well, I have described them as informal discussion groups. We usually have a topic or a subject or something to get us started to talk, and that's how I describe it. And then I often tell people, and we have become sort of friends after the class is over, so which has been really nice.
What sort of things do you guys do?
Well, we meet for lunch. We've gone out to movies, some of us. Sometimes we go out for dinner. Sometimes we meet at a member's home and watch movies on Netflix and then order in pizza, so that kind of stuff.
And did you know any of these people before you started the Klaatch sessions?
I knew one.
Can you do us a favor? Can you say before these sessions I knew one person?
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, not at all. This is hard. This is not normal. Like, this is not
Okay.
people normally talk. You're doing great.
Yeah, before these sessions I knew one person in the group.
Uh-huh.
And I had met her like years ago, and turned out we live in the same building. We didn't years ago, but now we do. So, yeah. So that was kind of nice. It was sort of a bridge for both of us to get acquainted with the rest of the people. And as it turns out, another person lives in the building, but I had never met her. So it was kind of interesting. So now I know people on the 7th floor and the 16th floor.
Right.
Better than I know people on the 12th floor where I live.
Right. And what's changed in your life since you started coming to Klaatch?
What's changed in my life since I started coming to Klaatch? Probably not much. It's just that I have a few new friends,
Yeah.
and that's always nice.
Do you have a different sense of community in your building or in the collection of buildings at PSSS?
Not really. We have discussed this among ourselves, and we find that it's an unfriendly place to live.
Mm-hmm.
But we are creating, through Klaatch, we're beginning to create a sense of community
Mm-hmm.
with other people that we didn't have before.
Sounds great. And what do you look forward to each week?
I don't know, seeing everybody, finding out what the new phrase is or the word or what we're going to talk about, and just getting to know people better.
Can you do me a favor? Let me say that again. It's for person to say each week I look forward to.
Could you repeat each week I look forward to?
Oh, each week I look forward to the topic of the week and to finding out more about the people in the group.
Yeah. Great. One last thing. If possible, could you repeat this sentence? This is our line. Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
Yeah, Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
Do you want her to do that one right to camera?
Sure.
Okay.
Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
Okay. Does that sound good?
Perfection.
Great.
Are you cutting, Maria?
Lita,
Yeah.
you're perfect.
Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have such clear way of speaking.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me, she's gonna take off
the
your
stop button.
microphone.
Two to the
right,
left.
I'm gonna bring someone else in.
Yeah, you don't want me to walk off with this, which is I was about to do, so.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be much good without the other half of it,
no, it
so.
wouldn't.
I was an actor once, and my first really, really big audition, like big TV audition, I was so nervous, and my mic was attached to the camera.
Oh my
And I
God.
walked out of the room.
Oh my God.
Almost dragging the camera with me.
That was embarrassing.
It was really embarrassing, and they didn't call me back.
Shucks.
Yes. Thank you, that was perfect.
They missed a lot, didn't they, by
They
not
did.
calling you back? Their loss, not yours.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Where are you from originally?
South Carolina.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
But I've
picking
been
up a
up
little
here.
bit of the accent.
I've been here for a long time.
Yeah,
When
just
I was-
all the gorgeous.
When I was 3 years old, I knew I had been born in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Literally. When I was 10, I said, I'm getting out of here when I'm 18.
Wow.
When I was 11, I said, I'm getting a college degree, and then I'm getting out of here. And that's what I
Okay.
did.
Wow.
Well, look who's next. Hi, Annette.
I love that necklace.
So that one might call it.
So if you just sit here, that'd be great. You can take your
Okay.
chair.
Is over there?
Just out of the.
No, it's not good. Oh, okay, whatever.
I'll fix it for
Okay.
this.
Right.
Hi.
Hello.
Just standing up. I'm Maria.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Annette.
Nice to meet you. Do you mind standing up for just one moment? I'm going to situate this on you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Do you mind standing up for just one moment?
Sure.
Thank you so much. If it's not a bother for you. So this, you're going to bring up the front of inside your shirt on the front. And I'm going to catch it up here for you.
Where?
Everybody's got to
Anywhere? Up
You're going to
here?
bring it inside your shirt so that I don't get frisky. So
Oh.
you're going to pass it to yourself like, yeah, you got it. And keep going
So-
all the way up to here.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't explaining that very well.
okay. I should have started at the top.
Yes, except that it's tethered to here, but yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Okay.
I should do it that way next time, that's a good idea. Okay, and we'll just have to
Ooh,
be
you
really
have a wonderful
careful.
view here of the,
She was great.
Right?
Yeah.
of the markets,
Yes.
the buildings.
Yes.
Yeah, we do also.
Yeah. 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. I'm gonna try not, like, I'm gonna try not to say anything, because then she'll look at me and it's all cut off.
Yeah, I'll try to
Like
get
that
you a little more.
one.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. Catherine, can you listen and see if you're hearing any, can you do a little talking test? Just say hi, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Are you hearing rustling at all? I put it on the inside of her shirt.
I'm not, I'm hearing the jewelry a little bit, but it's not bothering me.
I think
too
once
much.
she sits down, just be careful not to move around too much because your jewelry would get very clanky. And now,
Can I sit?
before you sit down, 1 second, let me just, you know what I'll do this time? I'll just sneak this back here, and then we'll put this on the floor behind you.
Perfect.
Okay, so you go ahead and sit down
Yeah?
if you're ready. Annette.
Okay. Thank you.
And
And then how have you been since I've seen you?
Okay.
Say it again.
How-
My hearing isn't that great.
How have you been since I've seen you?
Pretty good, but losing a little bit of my independence
Yeah?
and my ability to,
Yes.
or you. So,
If
If you want to do
closer to
this
the camera so
afterwards,
she's not
then-
turning so.
Okay, maybe after,
Your head. Yeah, there you
well,
go.
maybe after, that would be great. 'Cause
Okay,
we
just-
just, we're,
after the
Yeah.
address with everyone.
yeah,
Okay.
that would be great. So, what got you first interested in Klaatch?
Because it was a program offered by the senior center where I reside at Penn South, and it was something brand new that was offered, and I was curious to know what Klaatch was all about, and that's what got me interested in it.
And what was going on in your life at the time that you were looking to meet other people?
Nothing any different than the usual stuff. I had registered for a lot of other classes as well, and this, as I said, this was brand new. Otherwise, that's it. Otherwise, there was really nothing else that was brand new, except Klaatch.
Yeah. And what do you look forward to each week?
Say it again.
What do you look forward to each week? To Klaatches, what do you look forward to?
What do I look forward to at the Klaatch meetings?
Yeah.
Oh, being together with the other people. They were women. Just enjoying ourselves, having a good time. I realized that, you know, it's very programmed, and but we have a tendency to not just sit back and be questioned, but try to participate and ask Dina, you know, various things as well.
Yeah,
And we like Dina very much.
that's great.
We do.
And how would you describe the Klaatch sessions to other people?
Well, it depends on which one you're in. It's nice after a while getting to know the other people in the Klaatch group, and also getting to know no, forget that. Listening to what a lot of other people have to say in answering some of the questions and commenting, because we all come from different backgrounds. Even though we are about the same age group, we all come from different backgrounds. But in the group that I'm in, we all have had similar education, and but not always similar upbringing.
Right, right. And has anything changed in your life since you started going to Klaatches?
Yes, absolutely. We become very friendly with one another. It's a small group. It's like 4 to 6 of us, and then 2 of the women are in Florida, so they will be returning soon. And as far as changing in my life, well, we get together aside from the meetings on Tuesday. We go out for lunch, dinner, a movie, things of that sort.
Great.
It's very pleasant.
Yeah,
Yes.
wonderful.
We all
So,
seem to like each other.
yeah. And has your view of the community and the building where you've lived, has that changed? Your view of the community and the building where you live, has that changed?
No. I've lived there for a long time. My husband and I lived there for a long time, and then my husband is no longer living, so I'm there now by myself.
Right, right. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to repeat this, which is our tagline, Klaatch turning neighbors into friends.
Klaatch turning neighbors into friends. Okay. Klaatch turning neighbors into friends.
Hold up 1 second. So you're going to take that down so it's not
Okay.
over the lens. And let me just go in for a little bit closer. Okay. And you'll say that right looking into this lens.
Klaatch turning neighbors into friends.
Do you want to just take down the piece of paper
Yeah.
so she's not reading it?
Okay, great.
And do you want to look right into the lens like you're talking to the camera?
So Klaatch turning.
Klaatch turning neighbors into friends.
One more time without the overlap? Yeah. So just one more time.
Klaatch turning neighbors into friends.
Great. That's great. Is that great?
Yes.
Okay. Annette, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, now let me ask you, what are you going to do with all of this stuff?
We're gonna, here, let's get the next person
Okay.
online and then we'll go through it.
We have one bar left.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, good.
Okay. So I'd be very curious to know what got you first interested in coming to Klaatch sessions at PSSS?
I am interested because I am of an age group where I'm losing a lot of my friends. And my husband passed away 2 years ago, and within a year I lost many of my closest friends. And so when there was an announcement that we would like to have people who want to have a chat group just to gather, it fit in with the needs of my life. And so over I went. I mean, you can't make trouble in just one time. You can go in and look and see what's happening and see who's there and see if this is something that is suitable to your needs.
Mhm.
And much to my amazement, I discovered that it was. That all the other people, were about, I think at most about 7, who had self-selected to come and join this group, were people like myself. They're older women, single women, people who've lost their partners. Most people have children, but not children living with them.
Right.
And so I discovered by some, I will call it a miracle for your camera, that there was a group that suited the needs of who I was at that moment. And I'm old enough and lived long enough and been in enough groups and enough girls groups and women's groups and started them and started women's studies program. This is the area that I've worked in professionally as well as linguistics. And so to find this kind of a group, for me, was a miracle. It was a miracle.
Well, it's really nice to hear.
It was nice to hear, but that the group were very much alike. We all live in Penn South. We all get the New York Times every morning. We all watch MSNBC. We all watch Rachel Maddow. So there's a kind of identity in who we are that I don't think would be true necessarily in another housing place. But we live at Penn South. We've chosen to be there. And so we are a self-selected group. And so that's what my need to find folk was what brought me to Klaatch.
Great. And how would you describe Klaatch sessions to other people?
Well, when I describe them, they all want to join. and so we have to be a little careful because you can't join our particular group now. But I think that I live in Penn South, and we are also a self-selected group. It's selected by income, and people are New Yorkers. And I've lived in several places in New York. I've lived in New York University housing where everybody was affiliated with the same group. So we all had NYU things to talk about in the elevator. Then I moved to the Bronx. When my husband retired, we moved to the Bronx. And we lived in a co-op that was where there were a lot of Caribbean people. And I got used to getting in the elevator and everybody was talking to everybody all the time because that was the cultural style of what they did. And I thought this was just wonderful. And then I moved to Penn South and nobody was talking to anybody. And I thought, what's happened? So I had to play back and find out that I was in a different cultural setting and trying to find out how communities were being created. And I try to talk to everybody who's in the elevator, and I thought I'm gonna break this pattern. We're gonna create a new kind of community. And then when I went to the Klaatch group, I discovered that there was encouragement for trying to create small communities and self-select.
Yeah. And how have things changed for you since you started?
So when I started the Klaatch group, well, we like each other, and we go out other times besides the time that we meet. We meet, and we've gone. I think we've gone to the. We're going to some of us are going to the movies this weekend, and we go out and we meet on Sundays and have lunch, and so that it has created a friendship group. It has created a friendship group.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to imagine this. Any of the other places that I've lived, whether it would, I don't know whether it would have worked or not. So you guys are in the experience of exploring that.
Do you feel like you do more social events generally as a result of coming to Klaatches? Are you more social in your life? Another aspect of your life?
Yes, because we all like each other. So we like to plan, but it's not. We're just beginning to think about going out to like a movie across town, and doing things that are going out and doing things like that. we have been just meeting for food to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that would you describe yourself as healthier in your life? Would you describe yourself as a healthier person since you've started being more social?
My knees still ache. What you mean by health?
How would you answer that?
Well, health can be mental health, emotional health, physical health.
Yeah.
My physical health hasn't changed.
Mhm.
I'm still dealing with my knees. Now, if you can put your hands on and heal them, I'd be very grateful. I think that I have a sense that the search for a community, a social community, I've found some of that. So from that point of view, I mean, I have other communities that I'm a member of and active in, and somewhat active, and I've withdrawn from a lot of stuff. So that I have emotionally more people to call and to think about doing things. And I think we're just on the cusp of seeing whether we can do things like go to movies together and whether we can do things. So we're just this group is developing. And when I go to the senior center, I go on Mondays, there's Monday movies, and I love movies, and my husband did too, so I always feel like I'm on a date with him on Monday afternoon when I go to the movies. But what I've noticed in that group when we stay afterwards is it's mostly women, not all, and I'm getting the information. This woman will tell me that watch out for that woman, and that woman will tell me watch out for this woman, and I'm sitting there, and I've worked professionally with this kind of identity, group identity, and all male and all female and mixed, and what kind of topics do they talk about, and that was part of my professional life. And so I'm looking at all of this and thinking, oh golly, here we are. You watch out for that one, and it's a bad, I had a bad experience, and I think, I haven't had any bad experiences. And so the Klaatch group is going to be interesting to see as we get to know each other and do things together, who selects in and who doesn't. Because groups have personalities, and they have lives, and they have individuals, and you can have a crabby day. And so I will be interested to see what kind of life cycle develops here. Yeah. We're a very healthy group right now. Right. And so it's wonderful to be a part of it, and I really look forward. I don't know what's going to happen, because yeah. Interesting. Well, it is, and it's something, as I say, I know some of the research on all of this, and it's like, but
very helpful. One last thing, if you could, this is our tagline, if you could say it into the camera, Klaatch turning neighbors into friends.
Klaatch turning neighbors into friends. Yes, I think that's happening.
And can you say that one more time to camera? Thank you.
Klaatch turning neighbors into friends. Yes, it is working. It is working. And I don't know where we are in the life cycle of the group. But I will, if anybody says anything negative to me, I will not pick up on it. Mm-hmm. I simply will not. Mm-hmm. And so I will not participate in that. And it hasn't happened yet. Right. This is another group that's an older group. So at Penn South, at the senior center. Yeah. So they've known each other, and it's like, and so I'll see, and I will try to stop it. Yeah. I will try to stop it, and I won't participate in it, but we'll see what happens, because that's what girls groups do. Right. Interesting. The boys, you want to know what the boys groups do? Yes. The boys tell stories about their achievements, their personal achievements. Girls latch onto other stories and say, oh yeah, I have a friend like that. Oh, something like that happened to me. And then if you look at what you see in all the boys groups, the boys are telling stories about an individual achievement that they had. And when you get the boys and the girls together, the girls are asking the questions of the boys, and the boys are telling the stories. So the girls have less talk time, they're more interrupted. Now this is old research, I don't know what the recent research. They're more interrupted, they get less talk time than the boys do. We're facilitators
Yeah.
for conversation. So I've got my eye on the Klaatch group.
You're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really, I'm going to bring someone else
I
in.
have my professional eye on the Klaatch group.
I'll be
Thank
right
you
back.
so much.
But,
Thank you.
well, I have some of this as a professional
Yeah,
background. So when I participate, I'm participating as an individual, but I've also got this other track running.
Again at another time,
Right, right,
but they don't accept any applications.
right.
So
Very lucky.
I waited 20 years though.
20, amazing.
Yeah, but I lived my life, you know, I didn't even think about it, and all of a sudden I got a postcard.
Right,
And I had to get it in by the end of the week, so I did it.
remarkable.
Give me 1 second, I should just move to next. Just so you know, Neely,
Yeah,
I'm not making all of them very uniform to figure that. I'll never
That's fine.
start very
Yeah,
nicely to have
that's
super, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Whatever
a
you
little
wanna do,
different
I'm
each.
gonna-
Yeah.
leave that to
Okay.
you. Great, so Sue, what got you first interested in joining Klaatch?
Well, I was looking for things to get out of my home more often, and I looked all that they had to offer, and I liked the idea of a small group where people could get to know each other and talk, and the timing was good, and I live right across the street from so it worked out very well.
Yeah. What was going on in your life at the time that you wanted to meet other people?
I was struggling with being too isolated, and I had a dog at the time, who's unfortunately passed since then, but I was so devoted to the dog that I was hardly leaving my house, and you know, the weather was very cold and so on, so it was interesting because I didn't want to leave the dog alone, so I sort of isolating myself, and then I decided, no, I've got to do something, and I really was struggling. I've got to do something, and so when this came along, it was just great.
Fantastic. And how would you describe Klaatch sessions to other people?
I talk very, very highly of them. The sessions really enable people to connect with each other, to understand what they're going through without it being hard, you know, psychotherapy kind of stuff, but just a lot of identification with each other, and then, I don't know, we just gelled as a group, and we started going out afterwards. And we get out together at least once or twice a week. We go to movies, we go to restaurants, and we're so thrilled to have this experience, because it is harder when you get older. It's harder to meet new friends. So I think this is just an incredible thing that you're doing.
Wonderful. It's really nice to hear that.
Really.
And what words would you use to describe it?
You told me to repeat. What words
Yeah.
would I use to describe it? Friendly, warm, interesting, stimulating, connecting.
Great. And what do you look forward to each week?
I look forward to, you know, we don't know what we're going to be talking about each week, so the idea is that there's going to be a different and new experience, and just being with these women that I feel so connected to. And everybody, I mean, and Alice, who I think was the last one who was here, she always says, this group is a miracle, this group is a miracle.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. And if you had to convince somebody that was struggling to get out of the house or was not sure about what it meant to meet new people, and how would you describe it to them, or what would you say to them to encourage them?
What I would say to encourage them is that the person who runs the group is very aware of people needing to be thoughtful of each other, and you know, give everybody a chance to speak, and you know, not monopolize and so on, so you get a chance to be heard, and you feel very supported.
Great, that's great. Just one last thing. It's very helpful if you could repeat this. This is our tagline,
Okay.
and if you could say it directly into the camera. Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
Yeah.
1 second. And then right into the lens.
Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
And then if you just turn in the paper and just right into the lens. Right into this lens, you're gonna look right with your eyes
Just
straight
look.
down the barrel
Just
of the
Klaatch
lens
turning
and
neighbors
say
into
the
friends.
line.
And want me to say that again?
Yeah.
Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
Can we do it just one? Do it 3 more times fast into the
Really?
camera. Yeah.
Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends. Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends. Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Thank you. Was that
That was great.
great? Okay, so what got you interested in joining Klaatch when you first heard about it?
Well, I guess I just liked the idea of doing something a little different in the senior center. And there weren't really too many group situations, so I thought I'd give it a try.
What was going on in your life at the time that you wanted to meet other people?
I don't think anything was going on in my life that lent me to doing this. I always like to meet other people. I enjoy the Brotherhood Synagogue for that reason. There's always new people coming by. And I enjoy the senior center at Penn South because there are people who move in and they're looking to make friends. And I just enjoy meeting people and talking with them and sharing coffee or whatever. We have 1 million coffee places in this area, so there's lots of places to go to. And it's just a nice way to spend some time, you know, besides the time I spend reading and catching up on the news and stuff like that, and talking to my kids and stuff.
And how would you describe Klaatch to your kids or to your friends?
Let's see, I don't think I really described it. Nobody's really asked me too many questions about it. But I guess the way I would describe it is it's a group of people who come together to talk together, and there's a topic that the leader presents for that particular time, and we try to talk to that topic as much as possible. And it's just a way to spend an hour or so in a nice atmosphere. And of course, we can pick up little gems in terms of this is a person, the way they're talking, I'd like to know better because they seem well informed or well spoken or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you can pick and choose what you like about it. So it's nice that way. So it's an introduction also to new people, which is nice. And there's always new people coming in. So
Yeah.
there's always what to do there, which is nice.
And what do you look forward to each week
Each week
at the Klaatch sessions?
at the Klaatch sessions, I look forward to being with a group of people, a number of whom I've gotten to know a little bit better through the discussions that we've had. And I think the leader is a good person in terms of the topic of the day, you know, lends itself to a decent discussion. So I kind of trust that person to come up with something that would be interesting for us. And that's what brings me out.
That's great.
And it's so close by, it's a half a block from my house. That's another good feature.
Yeah. Have you been more social since you started coming to Klaatches?
I think I've always been social. You know, so I don't think I'm more social.
Mm-hmm.
I just am social in a different way by coming to Klaatches.
In what way are you social in a different way?
Well, and just in the sense of dealing with a particular topic.
Right.
That people could feel free to discuss pros and cons about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't usually have a topic that when you get together with people, you just talk and see whatever comes up is what you discuss, basically. So this is different in a
Right.
different way, and it makes for an interesting hour.
Have you, do you have a different sense of community at PSSS now that you've gotten to know more people there?
Oh, sure. The more I've been living there, the more people I have gotten to know one way or the other. And it's just nice to have a community of people around that you feel comfortable, you know, speaking to, going out coffee, whatever it is. It's just nice to know there are people there you can do that with.
Right.
So it makes it a little more sociable than otherwise it would be.
One last question. Yep.
He wants us all to know he's here. I'm assuming it's
Oh.
me.
Street sounds.
So
It's
loud.
a lot of fun.
Okay.
Um,
Hold on. Okay.
could you say to the camera, Klaatch turning neighbors into friends?
Say that's Klaatch, turning neighbors into friends.
Great.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Great. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is that good?
Yeah.
We've got it all?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Let's
My
just take
pleasure.
off your
My pleasure.
microphone.
Oh, yeah,
for a
the
second.
microphone, right, I wanna work out with wires. Who knows, might stop me.
That's true.
They'll think I'm some kind of a
So that-
foreign agent or something.
Where are you from originally?
New Jersey.
Jersey?
Yep, you know New Jersey at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Where were you from in New
You
Jersey?
can
Well, I was born in Patterson.
Oh, yeah.
I had grandparents in